Hi everybody, so I wanted to start a new series called The Basics. The Basics of Makeup. If you're coming to this and you have no idea even where to start and all these video tutorials seem so overwhelming, I want this to be your safe space. I want to show you guys how to use every single step of makeup correctly. So I'm going to make a video on every single step and break it down to the finest of detail so you can be confident when you sit down and put your makeup on in the morning. So with that being said, this is going to be my first video of this little playlist, and this is going to be how to apply makeup primer. I've got a couple of different options. I'm going to talk to you first about what is best for your skin type, and then we will go over how to apply those. Okay, so now if you're somebody who's like, just give me the most basic recommendation, here it is. If you don't want to mess with a bunch of different primers, my only suggestion to you would be using a good quality sunscreen. Now, the sunscreen can be any brand that you feel works best for you. This is kind of expensive, but this is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen, and this is 40 SPF. I recommend at least 40 for the face. You can always do more than that, but I don't think you should go any lower than this personally. But this is what I would recommend if you don't want to do anything else, at least do sunscreen, please. If you consider your skin to be more oily, my number one suggestion would be something that is pore filling. A great example of this would be the No Pore Blem Primer. This is a pore filling primer, and it's also a mattifying and smoothing primer. So that keyword in there would be mattifying. So if you are more oily, something that's mattifying will take away that oil and leave you more smooth and more skin-like of a finish. You're not going to be oily, greasy, glowy. This will just make your skin matte or dry looking. So anything that says pore filling, mattifying would be your best friend if you are oily. Now we're going to go on the opposite spectrum. If you are super dry, that's what I am, I would recommend a really good moisturizer. This is the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Moisturizer. This is 30% hyaluronic acid, which means it holds in moisture to the skin. This stuff is liquid gold if you have dry skin. But any moisturizer will do. e.l.f. has a great moisturizer at the drugstore, and you can even get some as fancy as like Tatcha. The Tatcha Dew Cream is great too. But you don't have to go fancy. Any kind of moisturizer that you know works for your skin would be a great option. And then something I pair with it that you could do if you feel like you want a little bit more grip for your primer, that's not just slippery moisturizer, would be a gripping primer. This is the Power Grip Primer by e.l.f. Cosmetics, and this has niacinamide in it, which actually means it is also moisturizing. So unlike some of the other ones, this product has ingredients to help with dry skin. Stuff is like putting Elmer's glue on your face. It's so sticky and it makes your foundation stick so well. It will not move throughout the day, but you cannot use something like this with something like this. These two do not mix. This is silicone based, which means the main ingredient is silicone, and this is water based, which means the main ingredient is water. And silicone and water don't mix. Just like how oil and water don't mix, these do not mix. Now, if you want to be really extra and add an extra step, you can always also use a spray primer over top of everything before you start your foundation. This is just max. And then if you have combination skin, this is where it's a little bit tricky. My best suggestion, because when you're usually combination, you're usually dry on your edges and you're usually really oily in your T-zone. So my best suggestion would be to use your normal moisturizer on your face and try to avoid these areas here, and then go in with a pore filling mattifying primer just in your T-zone. You can even bring it under your eyes a little bit, and this will help bring down the oil in your T-zone without drying out the rest of your skin. And then of course, with any routine you do, you still need to finish up with sunscreen. Again, this is the Supergoop 40 SPF sunscreen. You've got to use sunscreen, you guys. Okay, with that being said, let's apply the primer. So I'm gonna start with my moisturizer here, and all you need is a little pea-sized amount. That's all you need. You do not need very much to cover your face. And then I'm just gonna put it here and here, and I'm just gonna rub that into my skin, making sure I cover all of my spots on my face. You want to get really technical whenever you apply primer, you should always apply in an upwards motion, not like going like this. You always want to try to apply outwards and up. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to go in with our second primer. Like I said, I am dry, so we're doing the dry skin primer route. So I'm going to use that Power Grip primer that I showed earlier. Again, you really don't need very much. It's kind of liquidy, so it's kind of running down my hand, but about a pea-sized amount is great. For these, my favorite method is to take and press into my T-zone, down to my chin. Whatever's left on your hands, you will apply to the other parts of the face. Then we'll go in with our sunscreen. Again, just a pea-sized amount is all that we need. And all we're gonna do is rub that in. And whatever's left, I'm just going to bring down to my neck here. And there is how to apply primer on dry skin. Now for oily skin, we're gonna go in with that pore filling primer here. And again, all you need, just like everything else, is a good pea-sized amount. Take that with both your hands and you're just going to bring that over your T-zone here. Making sure you press really firm. And then whatever's left, you can kind of massage to the rest of your face. But traditionally, you get the most oily right around that T-zone. And then you'll go in with your sunscreen. Making sure to get the neck. Lastly, for combination skin, we'll just do that moisturizer in Pore Filling Primer Duo. Again, pea-sized amount for the moisturizer. And you're just gonna focus this on the outer parts of the face here. It's okay if it overlaps, but just try to focus the majority of it on that outer part. Then you'll go in with that Pore Filling Primer. Pea-sized amount. And you're just gonna firmly rub that in. And finish up with your sunscreen. And then if you guys do want to get a little fancy, you can always add the primer spray over top. And all you have to do is 3 quick sprays over the face. And then just allow that to dry. Lastly, the most important part about primer is just make sure it's fully sunken into your skin before you apply any of your foundation. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it helped you guys in your makeup journey. Be sure to watch the rest of my videos that will be uploaded very shortly after this one on how to apply the rest of the makeup routine. Thank you guys again for watching. I'm Sophia and thank you so much.